Welcome, my name is Christopher and I'm a community manager here at Dynaudio. I will be your host today where we shoot our Ask the Expert session, which is with Otto, and we'll just jump right into it with the first question, which is from Udo Holzmann. And Otto, he sent us an image on Facebook where we can see his loudspeaker setup, and he asked you to come with some comments to it.
Yes, basically Udo's setup looks fine. There's no reason to think that setup wouldn't work. He has the speakers placed into the room, away from the walls. He has a good distance between the speakers.
Okay.
The distance is basically the same as the distance to the listening position, which is optimal.
And how would you determine which is the optimal listening distance?
Basically, you form an equilateral triangle between the speakers and the listening position. So the distance between the speakers is the same as the distance from one speaker to the listening position. Okay. That is the theory.
Yeah, and we also saw in the picture that Udo he sent us, and he also mentioned it, that he has this bookshelf.
Yes, he seems a bit worried about the distance to the bookcases, but in reality it's the distance to the back wall that's important.
Okay.
The bookcases actually absorb a lot of sound and scatter the sound, and that's a good thing. You actually want that. So you shouldn't be worried about putting the speakers close to the bookcases.
Okay, so it's about, getting the distance right. Don't worry about the bookcases.
Actually, it's the distance to the back wall that's important. So what I like to do to determine which distance is the proper distance in that room. You can't have a set distance for this particular speaker. You have to determine it in the actual room. What you can do is push the speakers back very close to those bookcases, which would probably be wrong, and then start moving them out gradually. And for each step, try to listen to it again. Try to hear a difference. Is the sound improving? So long as it's improving, just keep increasing the distance. At some point, the distance will be too far, and the sound will be worse.
Okay.
You'll start hearing a worse sound stage.
Yeah,
you'll hear too little bass. Yep. Then you go back a little bit until you have the proper distance to the wall.
Okay. Another thing that I saw in Udo's picture was that he hasn't towed his speakers in. Would you recommend that, or?
We usually recommend a little bit of tow in, but that can be different from each room. So basically, the answer is the same. You can
when you have to set it up, it's the same answer as trying.
Yeah, try to work out how it actually works in your room. Trust your own ears. Try to point the speakers too far out, which will definitely be wrong, and then gradually tow them in until you get to the point where the sound no longer improves, start getting worse, and find the right tow in for that particular room. That's exactly the same procedure, and again, you just have to listen to the difference.
And what are we listening for? Is it a sound stage? Is it too much bass, or?
It's you can basically focus on the sound stage, especially when you're towing the speakers in.
Okay.
You try to listen to. You want a wide sound stage. If you go too far in, you start collapsing the sound stage.
Okay. So that's it?
Yes.
That's it. Thank you for the question, Udo, and we'll move to the next one in a minute.